Melodrama is the sophomore album of New Zealand singer-songwriter Ella... Oliver, do you actually expect me to say this name? Otherwise known as Lorde. In case you don't know who she is, Lorde is the person who was terrorizing the radio stations in 2013 with her songs Royals and Team off her debut album Pure Heroine. Lorde's debut album, Pure Heroine, showed a lot of promise for the young 16-year-old singer-songwriter and received general praise from its moody, dark pop aesthetic and commentary on post-internet youth culture. Pure Heroine is not without its flaws, though, as sometimes minimalist beats and style of singing make it seem like you're listening to the same song over and over again. However, it showed incredible promise and maturity for a singer-songwriter at such a young age. Melodrama was released about 4 years after Pure Heroine, in the summer of 2017, and she was just about 20 years old. Melodrama is an album that Lorde herself describes as a record about being alone, the good parts and the bad parts. Similar to Pure Heroine, this album is a moody, dark, introspective pop record. Melodrama opens with the track Greenlight, which acted as the lead single for the record. When it was announced, people accused Lorde of turning into a basic top 40 pop artist. Lorde herself described this song as a curveball because it really differs from Pure Heroine. Greenlight acts as an excellent opener to the rest of the album. It's a song that grows on you the more and more you listen to it, and it's one of the standout moments of Melodrama. It shares many of the characteristics of the rest of the album. Its overproduction, the wailing loud synths, and the electronic beats. The song starts with Lorde singing the verse with backup piano chorus, before slowly building into the pre-chorus, which adds more piano, increasing the speed of the song before finally building into the exuberant chorus where Lorde exclaims, "I'm waiting for it, that green light, I want it." Oh god, why did I do that? Alright, anyways, following this chorus, the song returns to the original level of volume where it started at, before going into another pre-chorus and then back into the main chorus of the song, where it slowly fades out at the end, with Lorde slowly lowering her voice until the track stops. Overall, I gotta say, this is probably one of my favorite songs on the album. The next track on Melodrama is Sober. Sober is the track that Lorde herself has said is her favorite, and it's pretty easy to see why, as Sober is the standout track of an album full of standout tracks. The song starts out quietly with manipulated vocal samples of Lorde, a sample that continues throughout the entirety of the track. As the song fades into the first verse, the beat starts. It's an Afro beat and has clear electro-pop influences. The vocal syncopation in the background of the song, in addition to the bold brass instruments in the background, make it easily one of the most memorable songs on the album. Homemade Dynamite has the most beautiful depiction of a car crash I've ever heard. The chorus of this song is really catchy and cheeky, but I will not be singing it like I did with Greenlight, so you're going to have to listen to that on your own. But it's a moment in the song that adds to the chaotic beauty of it. The song's lyrics are self-deprecating and paint an image of Lorde at a lively, bombastic house party, which then becomes even more chaotic once she leaves. This is another great song off the album. The Louvre, which is the most groovy and up-tempo song on the album, has clear EDM influences as the song is produced by EDM artist DJ Flume, and it differs production-wise from the rest of the album. My sole gripe with the song is that it has a minute-long fade-out into the next track, which to me just seems really unnecessary and annoying, but anyways. Liability is a track after The Louvre, and the two couldn't be more different. Whereas The Louvre is a groovy, EDM-inspired love song about falling for someone, Liability is a soft, intimate piano ballad with minimal production, describing the other end of the relationship. This is one of the more raw cuts on the album, as Lorde gets very personal and offers a unique perspective into life. Lorde explains how she's become a liability to her friends, her family, and her lovers because of the attention they'll inevitably get because of her fame. Hard Feelings / Loveless is a two-part song that continues on the themes and messages that began in Liability. Hard Feelings, like Liability, describes the ending of her relationship and the hard feelings and choices you have to make because of it. It discusses the confusion someone feels when they're about to end a relationship, while also discussing how that person will always be a part of you, and the memories you made with them will always be there. Loveless is a song that's bundled with hard feelings, and its lyrics act as more of a social commentary than personal narrative, describing how our generation prioritizes quick, fun relationships over long-lasting ones. Production-wise, Hard Feelings is another minimally produced song whose production adds to the message of the track. while Loveless has this weird, funky bass line throughout the track that makes up the core of the song. Sober 2 acts as the sequel to Sober, and where Sober discusses the fun party lifestyle when you aren't sober, this track depicts the aftermath of that party, when you are sober and in control of your feelings. This is reflected by the production of both of these songs, where Sober is this up-tempo, fast-paced song with loud, grand instrumentation, and Sober 2 is a slowed-down piano song with trap influences and strings throughout the song, all of which reflect the somber mood that the song is going for. Lyrically, the song reflects the come down and aftermath of a party. Writer in the Dark is another piano ballad and discusses how while Lorde will always love her ex-lover, she regrets immortalizing them in her music. The song has fantastic vocals, with Lorde switching from her normal voice to a falsetto that really conveys the emotion of the song. The vocals are accompanied by these gorgeous strings that add to the mood of the track. While some people may think that this track is boring due to the minimalistic production and melodramatic writing, I prefer this one actually because I love the simple production on this track. The lack of production acts as a channel for Lorde's raw and emotive voice as she sings her heart out about how she will love this person forever, but she has to find a way without them. Supercut is the next track, and it deviates from the pattern of sad songs that have been developing throughout the latter half of the album, as it is an up-tempo song about getting over a love interest and how all the memories that you made with them and had with them are fading away into a highlight reel of the best and worst times that you had with this person. Production-wise, it is an EDM-inspired song, and it's an amazing cut off the album. Minus having that 1 minute fade out. Like, come on. Liability Reprised is the opposite of Liability. Personally, it's my least favorite song off the album, but it serves a symbolic place as the opposite of Liability,